And here we are for round 3. Peruso, don't think I played before. We want to play first, and we have a great start here with brainstorm lands and random spells, so we're gonna keep it. And we want to... This is... yeah. If he plays a 1-drop creature, we want to sort it, unless it's some kind of daze deck, but if we do that, we can't shuffle away cards. Worst case scenario, we can always brainstorm during our turn 2 instead. Anyway, I'm gonna start off with Delta, so we dodge the wasteland he can play. Anyway, and then if he plays a creature, we can decide if we want to fetch for a Tundra. No, so no need to fetch just yet. Yeah, since we can go island plains, just gonna pass the turn back. Foothills could mean stifle, yeah. We do nothing, he do nothing, blah blah blah. I think I can. No, it doesn't do anything. There's no point going aggro here. Wasteland, that's a land he can wasteland if we want to, forcing him to fetch. So if he fetches now, do we fetch in response? Oh, it feels rug, or Canadian threshold, as most people call it nowadays. The opposite what I just said. Nah. The later the game goes, the better this deck goes too. The Rug Delver deck should not want to play the 3rd, 4th land. So if you want to counter a brainstorm, we can fetch stuff instead. So what do we have here? We don't want Batterskull, we don't really want this. It's bad tempo to equip stuff in this matchup. Can't fetch now. Oh, here comes Stifle. We got rid of the equipments at least. So now I want to find Stifle. Oh, that's kind of sick. Definitely want my island here. I thought this is good, but it's not that important. I'd rather have the snap cluster and brainstorm live. So we can go Pierce, Daze. I'm happily trading brainstorm for that. 2 cards. So it doesn't have Stifle. Do we fetch now? I think we do. Even though we can't put the bad cards away, we will have our basic plains. So, if he... Okay, so here's the deal. If he, in case we fetched, he could fetch in response and spell pierce our brainstorm, and then we only had wasteland in play to pay for it. But at this point, I think I can afford to get some spells pierced. I want to get things going. I have 3 lands in play, so right now I want to kind of dodge Daze, not necessarily dodge spell pierce, since I have so many jewels, so he can wasteland me aggressively, and I can't afford to play around Spell Pierce, but playing around Daze at this point should be quite easy. So we don't have any black. Put this back. This maybe it doesn't matter since I will draw it. Talked about Daze, I think. Mystic. Sure, it's gonna get bolted, and that's fine by me. So hopefully I find a land and can start playing Lingering Souls. Here, it's kind of tempting to use Wasteland, but no, I use this as Daze insurance, and he has no good Wasteland on me anyways. That's also not fetch. No, it's not odd. It's gonna respond to Mystic with Spell Snare, I assume. And then we can Wasteland him. He has 8 green creatures and 4 Delvers costing blue, but nah. He can find another green source. It's not worth it. Mongo. Okay. That's the toughest creature for this or any blue deck to beat because of the Shroud. I think he will Daze this. Oh yes. One thing to note, if he only had a few cards in his graveyard, there's no point of playing Lingering Souls there, since this at the 1/1 is quite okay. It's when it's a 3/3 it's a problem really. So we have ourselves another go at the Lingering Souls plan, and Force of Will. So we want to Force of Will too if he does that. Pitch the Delver Secrets there. The plan is to ride this to victory, and I respect him for that. There's no point fighting over another creature since I have the Swords of Plowshares anyway. So I'm gonna Swords, and I want to pitch my Jace. That's fair. And yeah, another Force, sure. And he's kinda empty now, and we can hopefully draw some black and flash back the souls. And Underground Sea would be excellent, so we can Snapcast a Brainstorm and get on with it. So no Tarmogoyf. There we go. So what do? We play this first. We sword the Delver, I think, and then end of turn we Snapcast a Brainstorm. Or do we just flash this now? Do we discard him? Kinda like if he has Wasteland. Don't want to use Thoughtseize now, rather Souls. Plow Souls, yeah, I like that. Plow. Could be Bolt. I'm not gonna Wasteland. Just want to leave it up if he wanted to. Yeah, we had to use this anyway. So, the only reason for the green mana now is Tarmogoyf and Nimble, and I don't think he'll find another Nimble, maybe. At least that's not his plan. He just want to get us with this and bolts for the last game, last points of damage. And Tarmogoyf being big and problem, we can snap it and brainstorm. Snap plow it. That's good. So we can, let's see here. If I play Snapcaster Brainstorm and block, double block, we buy ourselves another turn and play this. Like that. Can also Snapcaster and swords. If he plays Tornador. So if we only stem the bleeding from Nimble and don't die to a bolt or two, I think we have this. So, well, if he had a bolt, I think he would have just bolted the Snapcaster Mage. But he could also trick us. If we block with only those two, he will bolt the Snapcaster and our spirit will be dead. I'd rather not risk that play. We don't really want the spirit, we just want to kill the Nimble and stay alive. So he gets an extra spirit, but I'm fine with that trade. Chain Lightning. Sure. There's no point to respond to Brainstorm because he can only bolt us once more. I think the right play here is not oh, he had the Chain Lightning, so he had to. Which is good, that we did. Good news that we didn't use the Thoughtseize. So don't want that. That doesn't matter. So we're down to 2. We can swords our own Snapcaster Mage. Play the land. Now let's see. I assume he has a bolt, so I just want to get it out of his hand. So now, if he top decks the bolt, we want to Snapcaster and sword our own guy. Snapcaster Brainstorm. We can assume he has quite a few. Playing Chain Lightning is not so common in those decks. So if I play Snappy Brainstorm and just plow it, I will go up to 4. Yeah, I think that's the best play. So, Snapcaster Mage. Target Brainstorm. Play Brainstorm. Put Thoughtseize and swords back on top. And then sword our own guy. We have another sword, so it's not a big problem if he plays Delver, Nimble. Nimble is not targetable with swords, but Tarmogoyf and Delver is fine. So now we just play Lingering Souls and flash it back. And the reason why I did that life gaining stuff during my previous turn was because of Lightning Bolt being an instant, so we could have just sandbagged it. There's a ponder. Now we have this game stabilized, so unless we mess up and draw really bad, we will have this. So I want to trade as much as I can. Mm. Thoughts is that's not a good card to do here. If I plow it, I'm dead to the bolt. So I don't want that. I think. Shows his shuffle, so there's a random card on top. We have to kill this during his end of turn anyway, start attacking, so sometimes you have to take some chances. And we don't want to waste land and limiting his mana, because we want to play Force of Will hard costs. Oh, I forgot one token. That's kind of bad, so we want him dead next turn if we can. So we have 6 damage. No. Force of Will pitching Jace is not that good against the 1 life we have. Oh, this is tough. I mean, with 2 cards in hand, I'm sure he can protect the bolt. Perhaps we should have played Jace, find the swords, and kill our own dude. Cast. Oh. He had it. Alright, so we're dead. I think we messed up somewhere. Could have played a Mystic, find Jit, played it, and then equip next turn. Well, would still be dead. So out goes the reactive slow cards. Thoughts is it's not that good anyway. Explosives, nice. Perish, really good. Click, it's okay. Carrying Jit. Sword maybe. Heal spellbomb, yeah, sure. Removing threshold for value. I don't like Tormod's Script Surgical Extraction against him since it's card disadvantage, but this replaces itself. That's fine. Could go down to Jace, play the sword. If he's on the grudge plan. Sulfuric Vortex, perhaps. Spell Pierce. No, it's a creature that kills us, so don't want to counter his spells. We're not that aggressive, so I'm fine with this. So what do we have here? It's not a good card, a good hand, but I think it's keepable. Can fetch basics. Did he play Stifle? Now let's see. Should have paid attention to that. We have another fetch here, so come on, fetch the planes. If he start off with the Delver, I'm not gonna sort it because I want to play around days anyway. Now let's see. I actually want him to start wastelanding now, since he had no 1-drop. I assume he's on the Tarmogoyf plan. Or he's on the do nothing plan. So we found Perish. There's no need to cycle Spellbomb unless you do something. 1 card, 6 cards away from threshold. Stoneforge Mystic. That we can play. Spell Snare, sure. I really like Spell Snare. Most people don't run it, but I think it's great. Sure, Tornworth. Now we can just draw Spell Pierce. Should we do that? To resolve Lingering Cells? Yeah, I think we should. Okay. Catch. See if he has some stifling going. Does he? Could have explosives. No need to run anymore out there. No. So what do we do here? We sandbag this. Get this out. This is more mana effective. We use that one, but I don't want him to know that we have more souls incoming. But this is fine. 4 souls. It's a reasonable clock. If we start bolting them, we can play more. He has so for some will in hand. That's the only reason to go up to 5 lands with that deck, and I don't really like it. You pay the 2 cards, the 2 or maybe 3 lands extra just to be able to cast it. So nimble. Okay. Now I think we can. Just to get something going. If he fights over it, we can perish. Find that. Does he stifle? Okay, so I'm gonna brainstorm in response. We don't care if he stifle the trigger, but we don't want him to know that. So this and this. So do we run Snapcaster out there? Snapcaster brainstorm. There's no point, but we have Batterskull Mystic, so our mana is kind of locked up. Days. Okay. So we'll happily trade this. Bolt Snappy. Oh yeah. He could get Threshold, yeah, obviously. So perish. and then land Mystic. Now we can just assume he has some kind of ancient grudge, perhaps cross and grip. Stifle that ability, sure. So he has force and not much else. Okay. Think I can afford one soul. You saw what happened there. Him, Lingering Souls and Jace, they're kind of Battle Skull. They're kind of late game cards, and when we went to the late game, he had nothing like that with him. Only 1/1s for one. I should say it was a 3/3 for one, which was relevant in Snap Custom Age. Kinda messed that up. So the Spellbomb was quite okay. Force of Will, no. Thoughtseize, no. We just want to sit back, survive, trade wherever we can, dodge days, and perhaps Spell Pierce. Now we have to remember he plays Spell Snare, so when we get to the late game and have a lot of lands, we can perhaps lead off with a 3-drop instead. So what do we have here? We have a 1 mana hand, and he has Stifle, so there's no point in keeping this one. This is bad also. This is good. 6 versus 5. I think we should have led with the Delta, because if he fetch end of turn, we can respond with our own. This is not the end of the world, anyways. So, Delta do nothing. No tropical island for him. There he goes. So do we crack it? Nope. If he brainstorms with the volcanic island, we will crack it, because then he will crack with the foothills and stifle us. So the cards he will. So I was going to say that he cannot shuffle away the 2 bad cards from brainstorm. This way he can, and he's signaling that word by doing this. There's no reason to play anything unless we really have to. Sulfur Elemental. Sure. Resolve and fetch. Perfect. That was a card I did not expect to see. I want to run Brainstorm now, before he gets to untap and play something. JIT, don't forge. Sure. This is really good. Now we can snapcast or plow it, but I rather play the Mystic so we can shuffle away the other Mystic, I think. Spells. Yeah, we drew the the Mystic. We put the JIT on top. That was the card. So now I think Snapcast the Swords is what we want to do now. So we use blue, blue, on Aberration because we can block with the snap. So fine by that. If we draw land, we can equip JIT and attack with Snapcast Mage. But oh, I assumed he was going to attack there. Oh. He could have spell snap for this. He could have dazed our Lingering Souls. Wow. Wow. It doesn't do anything. Oh, Souls. Sulfur Elemental. Jeez. Marcus, you have to get in the game. Sure. Ta-da! I think we click him. We don't really care about not only Nimble, so if you draw Tropical, yeah. Force of Will, sure. Let's just repeat what we just did. So now we will play some Tarmogoyf perhaps. Sulfuric Vortex. Sure. Sure. So now we cycle one of the souls, draw another. So now we're gonna play Jace, bounce, and attack. Perfect. So we don't have to worry about days. Get out of here. No more spells for you. So now we attack. He blocks with Elemental and hope to burn us out, but we have souls for that. So now let's see. I can force him to play, but it's not weird point doing that. So if he counters this, he will not be able to play the elemental. He has grudge, I have to remember that. So I think I'm gonna wasteland here. We jump and we attack and he's dead. Unless he bolts us. So if we can attack with this, he will die. So now it ponders and I have to find a chain lightning bolt for this, so he don't die, and then we can attack with this and he dies anyway, so he has to stay home, and then we just pass the turn and we win. So this looks quite good, even if he draws what he needs. So he can play Delver. Still dead. I don't think I had to block there. Bolts instead. Right,